interesting actually right now, maybe you don't pay attention to this kind of stuff. The housing market. What's going on with the housing market in Grand Rapids right now? Anyone know? Yeah, in the last probably 5 to 8 years, it's going up, 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 up. Okay, it's increasing in value. They probably have some percentages associated with that. Before that time, I can tell you, because when I bought my house was before that time, there was a market that was depreciating in value. Do you know what that word means? Depreciating means it was dropping, okay? So there was a point in time, a house that I bought, that I paid more for it when I bought it than I got to sell it for like 5 years later, okay? Because the market was depreciating in value. So be careful of those words. Depreciate, obviously decline, those mean that it's going down or decay, okay? Obviously increased, we know it's going up. All right, the other thing that's important here is we got to have a little refresher on how do we write percentages as decimals. Who can tell me that? Kind of if I said, hey, 7%, that's what this one is.
0.7.
Ooh, is it 0.7?
0.07.
0.07. So you move the decimal over 2 places, or you divide it by 100. Okay, if you're unsure, take your calculator out and actually 7 divided by 100. All right, you don't need that one today, not the root card. You do need your calculator though, so that's good that you got that. All right, so then we're going to just kind of think about our function. Our function is going to still have an initial value. A house on the northeast side of Grand Rapids increased in value by 7% each year back in the 1990s. The house was valued at $62,000. That $62,000, think about it. If this is our general equation, where do I put the 62,000? And for what letter? And for A, okay. And then B is going to be our multiplier, okay? So we're going to figure out what that is in a second. Some of you think it's 0.07, but it's not. All right, but we're going to figure out how to do that. So the house was valued at $62,000. How much did it increase in value the first year somebody owned it? Can you guys find, for me, 7% of $62,000? How do I do that? Well, you told me what 7% is. Okay. It's times 0.07, right? What is that?
4,340.
Okay. Does that mean that's how much the house is worth? No, that's how much it increased in value. Okay. So if that's true then, if this is how much it went up, can you tell me how much is it worth now? What would you do to find that? It was worth $62,000. Now it increased $4,340. What's its new price, if you will? Its new value. $66,340. What did you do? You added that on, okay? So we want to be careful when we're doing this problem when we want the new value of the house. I can't just multiply by 0.07. Notice that did not give me the new value of the house. I had to add it on, okay? So if the house was valued at P dollars, how much did it increase? P times 0.07, we're going to write it like that. And this is just in general. Whatever the price is, to find out how much it increased, we multiply by 0.07. And then what did you guys do to get the 6630? You added it. So you took the original price plus this. Think of these as like terms. Really, what's in front of this P? 1. I have 1P plus 0.07P. What can I simplify that to be? What's 1 plus 0.07? 1.07P. So instead of doing 2 steps, what we're going to talk about is you can just go ahead and do that 100% of the price plus the 0.07. You can just do that in 1 step. Okay. For instance, look at this one. Sam has $300 to deposit in an account at 6% interest. So I'm going to give you the exponential equation, 300 times 1.06 to the x. I'm giving it to you. So really, what does that come from? It's like 300 times 0.06 plus 300. That's where it comes from. Okay. So what is the principal in this problem? Initial principal in words like in money is like the initial amount. Not like Mr. Holden principal. Principal is like an initial amount. 300. Okay. What is the annual rate? 6%. Okay, 6%. Do you see how here it was 1.06? Okay. What was the interest paid during the first year? How could you figure that out? You can. You can either use this equation and figure out how much was in the account after the first year and subtract them, or you could just do 300 times 0.06. What do you get? $18.
That's how much you made this first year?
Right. What's that? It isn't. Right now I have a checking account where I get interest every month. No, it's like $40 a month. You don't get, there's no such account that has that. But there is, Lake Michigan Credit Union has a monthly one. So, most don't have it just annual. That's not very common. A lot of them do monthly or quarterly, like 4 times a year. How much was in the account then? 318. I want to point out to you, if you don't want to do a two-step process, 300 times 1.06 is 318, then you have it without having to add it on. Okay. Oh, a car depreciates in value. Remember I used that word before. Depreciate means it's going to go down, which is true. Well, okay. We are kind of in crazy times right now. Cars are crazy expensive right now, but in general, cars depreciate as they get older, okay? From when you buy it, then you drive it for a little while, it's going to go down in value. In general, it will. It loses value at a rate of 14% each year. The car was worth $16,900 when it was purchased. What value did it lose in the first year? Let's figure it out. So what is 16,000? Wait. Why did I add a 6 in there? Because I don't know why. Let's do 0.14 times 16,900. I added an extra thing in there.
2,366.
Okay, tell me again.
2,366.
2,366. This time, it's how much it's losing. So instead of adding it, what do I have to do? Subtract it. So we take 16,900 minus 2,366.
14,534.
Oh, hold on. Yep. This is weird because now I can't do this 1.0 stuff. I can't do 1.14 because that would make it go up by 14%.
Negative.
What? Ooh, you think it's negative 0.14? Okay, let's try it. So you're telling me if I did 16,900 times negative 0.14, I would get the price? Nope, that didn't give me this price. Oh, I see what you're saying. I get it. Instead of 1 plus, what do we have to do? 1 minus. Okay. So if the car was worth D dollars, you're right. You had to take off, so minus 0.14 D. That's what we did. So we have, think of the one as like 100% minus 14%. What's left? If I had 1D take away 0.14D, what's left? What's 1 minus 0.14?
Negative plus.
1 minus 0.14 isn't a negative number. It's what?
It's negative
0.86. Think about this. If you took 14% of the value away from 100%, you have a car, okay? You have 100% of its value. That's how things start. You begin with 100%. You take away 14%, what's left? 86%. What you want to be careful of is that in these problems, you don't multiply by 0.14 and just leave that as your value of the car, because that's not the value. That's how much it loses. You want to multiply by how much it's worth. So in general, let's check it out. Would you guys do 16,900 and would you multiply by 0.86 and would you confirm you get the same thing as we did in part B? Yep. I got the same thing. All right. Country A has declining population. That means it's going down. In 1980, the population was 200,000 and it's decreasing at 3% per year. Why in the world then, if it's decreasing at 3% per year, why is this its equation? I don't see a 3% in the equation anywhere. Somebody tell me how we got that. Shane?
I don't really know, but I work it because if the, like, you know how we do like the fraction, you know how we do like 1/4 and then we divide it or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
Take it away.
It does have something to do with taking away. You're right about that. Can anybody tell me where the 3% went? So I said I have the population 200,000. It's decreasing 3% per year, but then this is the equation for the population. Where did the 3? I don't see 3% in the equation anywhere. Where did it go? Oh, Braden, say it again. Say it again, Braden.
Oh, you subtract the 3 from 100% and you get 97.
Yeah. So remember, we want to know how much of the population there is. So if 3% is leaving, we would take 100% minus 3%, which gives us 97%. Okay, which is 0.97. So in general, Shane, if something's increasing, we add it to 1. If something's decreasing, what do? Subtract it from 1 to get our B, or our growth rate, or decay rate. What's your question?
So if 3% is leaving, when 97% is staying?
Correct. Yeah, so we want to have how much is there. So what's our initial population? 200,000. What percentage is the country losing? 3%. What percentage is the population that it's keeping? 100% minus 3%. I'm just showing you how I got it. 97%. Okay, just a quick thing then. Would you use your calculator to find the population in year 5? What would you do for that?
This year?
Yep. This is your equation. How would you find the population after year 5? Where should I put 5 in for?
It's 132,000.
Did you use this equation? You did?
Yeah.
Did you put 5 in for x?
Yeah.
Do that, please.
700,000.
I got 17.
700,000. That's more.
I got 1,071,700.
That's what you got.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how to read numbers.
So 200,000 times 0.97. When we're using these equations, we put the year.
Oh, 10 to 20,000.
Okay. So yeah, it's about 17.
17,000.
Did I didn't have enough zeros to begin with, did I?
No, that's fine.
200. 1, 2, 3. That's fine.
Yeah, 6 years.
All right. There we go. 171,747 people.
5 zeros.
Okay.
46.
No,
All right.
You put 6 zeros.
What?
With 6 zeros, you need 5 zeros. I'm just messing with you.
That's right.
With 6 zeros.
No, I didn't. I put 5. First time I only put 4. All right, you guys. So, you are doing 16 and 17. A lot of it is just answering questions.
Let's just go to bed.
So,
What was the fighter?
what's that? You can go to bed. That's not going to help your grade in here, but there's a choice about everything in life.